All right, welcome everyone into the DDSN Diamond Betting Show. We're here for episode number 35. It's May the 3:55 p.m. Central Time. We did have two games that went off earlier this afternoon. Yankees get destroyed by the Orioles. We did have the Yankees on the run line, money line. I was wrong there. Looks like something was up with Max Fried. He was injured, got taken out of the game early. He just did not have his stuff. On the other hand, Kyle Bradish had an amazing game and really shut down this Yankees offense. But luckily, we had the Guardians run line and the money line. They had a great day and they ended up taking down the LA Angels. But let's get into today's slate. We had a small losing day yesterday thanks to the Royals White Sox game going over the total. That got blown at the bottom of the fifth inning thanks to the White Sox. The Royals pitching. We'll go ahead and blame the Royals pitching. But the White Sox scored 5 runs in the bottom of the fifth with 2 outs. There's nothing we can do about that. Same thing with the Rays on the run line. They had 2 runs in extra innings. They also blew a big lead earlier in the game. And then in extra innings, they did have a 2-run lead. Blue Jays were able to sacrifice, get a runner home. They only end up winning by 1. So 2 really tight games. And that, flipped us from a positive day to a negative day. But we've got a new day up ahead. We are positive for the season. All the info and transparency is down below in the YouTube description. But let's get into today's slate. We've got a full one aside from those 2 games, so let's get started. First game's the Washington Nationals, plus 156. Jake Irvin on the mound against the Cincinnati Reds. Reds are minus 173 with Nick Lodolo on the mound. Lefty Lodolo made his first start against the Astros last week. I thought he was going to have a much better performance, but he ended up getting destroyed by the Astros. Will he be able to bounce back today? I don't think so. Mainly because this Nationals team, we talk about it quite frequently. I don't know why I was going to say frequency. We talk about it pretty frequent that this Nationals team does love to hit against left-handed pitching. Nick Lodolo may not be there all the way locked in. This Reds team and offense has been struggling. They've only won 2 out of their last 10 games. Go ahead and give me the Nationals plus 156 with Jake Irvin on the mound. I also think we get this one over the total of 9 minus 117. I wouldn't do 9.5. 9, I'm pretty comfortable with that. Yeah, I do think, 9.5, same difference if you don't want to push. But, Jake Irvin's not perfect, and I don't know if Nick Lodolo is going to have a sharp game, because he hasn't pitched well against his Nationals team in the past anyway. So that's why I do like the Nats and this one going over the total. Next game, Colorado Rockies plus 160. Jose Quintana on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates, minus 177. Mitch Keller on the mound. Huge favorite here for the Pirates and Mitch Keller. But Jose Quintana, he has pitched decently when he goes against this Pirates offense. And the Pirates, for whatever reason, they are hot right now. And the Rockies are ice cold. But the Pirates, they don't hit well against left-handed pitching. They're decent. And in this recent run, at least in the last 10 games, they haven't been sweeping teams. They've been dropping at least 1 game. And I think this is going to be the game. I think Mitch Keller is a little overrated in this spot. I know the Rockies are struggling. Jose Quintana's not perfect, but he has pitched well against the Pirates. And Mitch Keller at minus 177, that's a little bit too rich. We're getting into Paul Skeens territory there. Skeens was 250 last night, had a no-hitter for 7 innings. So I think that's just a little too much for Mitch Keller. But I do think we do get a pitcher's duel here because the Rockies offense hasn't been red hot. But again, anytime we have a total with the Rockies, anything can happen. Same for this Pirates team. Hot, cold. But I do like the Rockies to pull the upset here. So give me Colorado plus 160. And again, I think it's a low scoring game. Give me the first 5 under 4.5 plus 105. Also the game under 8 plus 105. So a lot of people taking the over here. I think if Jose Quintana does have a sharp game, Colorado's very game to get a victory. and we get a low scoring game. This kind of feels like the Phillies Red Sox game from last night. Speaking of, next game, Philadelphia Phillies plus 118, Andrew Painter on the mound against the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox are minus 130, Sonny Gray on the mound. We did get this game under the total, but what happened I think it's the last 4 weeks. Andrew Painter has getting blasted. I think he's on a 4-game losing streak, and he's been getting blasted in those games. He allowed 9 runs against the A's last weekend, I believe on Sunday or Saturday, and it's just not going well for Andrew Painter, the rookie. So I think it's time to back the Red Sox here. Red Sox match up well. And also, Phillies aren't the best against left-handed pitching. Sonny Gray's on the mound, so, I think he'll have a better game. But again, I don't think he's perfect. So after last night's low-scoring game, I do think we get runs here. So go ahead and give me the Boston Red Sox minus 130. Also, the game over 9 runs at minus 108. Next game's the Tampa Bay Rays plus 131. Griffin Jax on the mound. Going up against the Toronto Blue Jays minus 145. With Dylan Cease on the mound. Of course, Dylan Cease, he's been having a really strong season. And although the Blue Jays have been playing pretty awful lately, he does typically pitch well. The only problem is I like the way this Tampa Bay Rays team has been playing, and we're getting a great underdog price with Tampa Bay here. I like the Rays plus 131. Griffin Jax hasn't faced the Blue Jays in I think like 4 or 5 years, but he has been pitching well this season. So I'm expecting a great game from him. And this Blue Jays offense, who hits, pretty well against Dylan Cease. This is just a price I cannot pass up. Give me Tampa Bay plus 131. Also, I think this game goes over the total of 7.5. I know Dylan Cease is on the mound, but I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this total. And both of these offenses have been scoring, so I do think we can get this one over 75 or 7.5 runs, minus 107. Next game is the Detroit Tigers plus 105. Framber Valdez on the mound against the New York Mets. Mets are minus 116. Christian Scott on the mound for New York. I talked about it yesterday. We probably should have backed the Mets, but we didn't want to do it. But today we're going to take the Mets. Mets minus 116. I do like the Mets here, mainly because of the way they've hit Framber Valdez in the past. This Mets team is not good against left-handed pitching. Last time Framber was out, he got blown up, and there was some he was tipping his pitches. The Red Sox were all over it. That's when he got into that scrum. Will he be able to bounce back? Will he be still tipping his pitches? A lot of unknowns here, but we get to fade the Tigers on the road. I do like the Mets in this spot against Framber. It's going to be interesting to see how his game plays out because of the way things exploded against the Red Sox, last week. Next game, the Cubs minus 132 with Shota Imanaga on the mound against the Atlanta Braves. Braves are plus 120. J.R. Ritchie on the mound. Ritchie was having a great start in his third MLB start until the bottom of the 5th inning. He ended up getting blown up a little bit against, I think it was the Rockies, if I'm remembering correctly. But I think he has a great game, bounces back. Again, this is a fade on the Chicago Cubs, and we're buying, again, a great price with this Atlanta Braves offense. J.R. Ritchie, I think he can hold it down and hold his own against the Cubs offense. But the Braves offense does hit pretty well against Shota Imanaga. And if we're going to get this type of price, I think these prices should be flipped. I'm taking the Braves all day, plus 120. Next game is the San Diego Padres, plus 135 with Michael King on the mound against the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers are minus 149. Jacob Mizorowski on the mound. Mizorowski was lights out and dominated the Yankees in his last start. Brewers won 6-0. Will he be able to do that again? Padres are kind of struggling, but it doesn't seem that bad because of how bad the Dodgers are struggling. And, they're right there in that NL West race, but they haven't been playing well. They haven't been hitting well. And this Brewers team, they're kind of on the opposite end here. They're kind of getting healthier. And Mizorowski, if he pitches like he did against the Yankees, should have another great game. I do like the Brewers here, minus 149. Next game's the Kansas City Royals, minus 105. Seth Lugo on the mound against the Chicago White Sox. White Sox are minus 105 with Noah Schultz on the mound. I did lean to the under here. First 5 under, game under. but after last night, it's kind of scared me off of it. Earlier in the season, this was an extremely low scoring game. Weather may have had something to do with that, but the last couple games here, they've scored over 10 runs in both games. So I'm not going to touch the total, although I do, if it plays out like I'm thinking it does, the game will go over. But instead, I'm going to go with the White Sox here because they have a lefty, Noah Schultz, 6'9" Noah Schultz, and the Kansas City Royals do struggle not only on the road, but against left-handed pitching. Give me the White Sox minus 105. Next game's the Miami Marlins minus 125 with Max Meyer on the mound against the Minnesota Twins. Twins are plus 113 with Simeon Woods Richardson on the mound. Woods Richardson has been struggling in his last 3 starts, but I think he turns that around today. He has pitched well against this Miami team in the past, and with Max Meyer, I think he'll have a good day as well. But I like the plus money with the Twins here and backing Woods Richardson and this Twins team that's on a little bit of an uptick right now. So go ahead and give me the Twins plus 113, but I also think we get another pitcher's duel, strong pitching in this game. So first 5 under 4.5 minus 105, as well as the game under 8.5 plus 100 even money. Next game's the Arizona Diamondbacks minus 110, Ryan Nelson on the mound against the Texas Rangers plus 100 even money with Kumar Rocker on the mound. Diamondbacks had a crazy comeback unless I had a dream. This game went to at least 13, 17 innings yesterday. And, we did have the Diamondbacks, but they ended up losing. I do think this is a great matchup for the Rangers and the Rangers offense, who has hit Ryan Nelson well in the past. I think they could do it again today. So go ahead and give me the Texas Rangers plus 100 even money. I think Kumar Rocker has a strong day. Also, it's going to be the Texas Rangers offense that carries Kumar Rocker, and they're going to beat up Ryan Nelson. We got the Seattle Mariners minus 136 with Bryce Miller making his season debut against the Houston Astros, who are 123 with Lance McCullers Jr. on the mound. This is a total fade, really, for me, of the Houston Astros and Lance McCullers Jr. Seattle's offense has been decent, but I cannot trust Lance McCullers Jr. I do like Bryce Miller. As long as he's healthy, he should have a strong game today. And he's pitched well against the Astros in the past. We're getting a pretty good price here with a great pitcher against a struggling team. Give me Mariners minus 136. Next game's the St. Louis Cardinals plus 127. Matthew Liberatore on the road against the Sacramento Athletics. Athletics are minus 140. JT Ginn on the mound. Again, we talked about it yesterday with Jeffrey Springs on the mound for the Athletics. Yes, Springs is a good starter, but these are insane prices for the Athletics and the Athletics pitching to be laying against a very strong, underrated St. Louis Cardinals team. Cardinals cash plus 130 yesterday. I think they're going to cash again. I just don't understand not only this pricing, but the fading and the disrespect towards the St. Louis Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals plus 127. JT Ginn, I don't trust this Athletics team. They're fairly decent against left-handed pitching, but the price is not right. Go ahead and give me the Cardinals plus 127. Last game of the night, we've got the San Francisco Giants, who've won 2 games in a row, plus 206 with Robbie Ray looking to sweep the LA Dodgers, who are minus 230 with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Ohtani has been lights out this season, at least pitching-wise. The batting has not been there, to what we're used to seeing from him, mainly because of he's pitching more innings. He's not just going 1 inning, 1.5 to 2 innings. He's giving great work to this Dodgers pitching staff. Dodgers are really great at avoiding sweeps and waking up and playing offense on their third day, to avoid those sweeps. So give me the Dodgers on the run line, minus 1.5 runs, minus 115. This Dodgers offense has been struggling. But again, like I said, throughout all year and this season, Dodgers just do a great job avoiding the sweep and playing great on that third day. So I think they do the same here. Robbie Ray has not pitched well against the Dodgers in the past. I think the Dodgers could get a little wake up here and get a nice win against the Giants. I'm laying it on the run line. That's everything for today. I want to thank everyone who's been tuning in, liking, subscribing, following along. We do appreciate it. Go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know where you're from, who your favorite team is, what y'all want to see more of. That's everything today for episode 35. Let's get a winning day and bounce back from yesterday. Yesterday's small loss and keep things going. Green is good. Good luck to us, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.